Hello and a very warm welcome to Bharata First. You're watching UPSC Corner with me, Pereira. Well, since you're here, please like the video, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and then share the video as well so that more people get to know about Bharata First. Do subscribe to our newsletter to get some incisive content. The Bharata First team runs several quizzes. You can participate in them and improve your knowledge. If you like our content, please contribute to keep it alive. A small contribution that you make will be a giant leap for us to keep bringing you this content. Let me also take this opportunity to inform you about Bharata First Knowledge Center. It's an initiative that will help each one of you in your competitive exams and transform the way you learn. Go to kc.bharatafirst.com for more details and register now. Experience a whole new way of gaining knowledge. Hundreds are already reaping the benefits of the Knowledge Center. Don't be left behind. Register now. There's so much more that we have to offer at the Knowledge Center. All this information along with some must-see recommendations are in the description of the video. Please go through it. Well, it's that time of the week again where we meet a member of the Indian bureaucracy. Today I have with me a young officer who has been posted in the field after his training just around a month ago. In that short span of a month, though, he has been on the job and has been leading and serving from the front. He has also been active on social media and has been imparting knowledge to everyone there and has been helping youngsters who want to follow in his footsteps. He has given up a comfortable corporate life to pursue his dreams, and his dream has come true. It is a pleasure to welcome on UPSC Corner an Indian Forest Officer of the 2019 batch, Ankit Kumar. Ankit, a pleasure to have you here on Bharata First. Welcome.
Thank you, sir. Pleasure is all mine, sir.
So, since I've spoken about the initiatives that you have taken, let's start with that. How has it been, being a part of the Indian Forest Service, and what is it that has, been charming for you about the service and everything that you do on a daily basis?
Sir, till now it has been a shorter journey because I am an officer of 19 batch. So just entered into the service. So,
but there's so much that you're doing already. That's what I mean. Go ahead, please. Sorry. Yes.
Yes, sir. So in fact, I've got my first posting just a month back, sir, in Arunachal Pradesh. So previously I came for 4 months for my on-the-job training in Arunachal Pradesh only. And there, sir, in my range, there was an orchid sanctuary that's in fact the only orchid sanctuary across Asia. And not many people were visiting over there because the facade of that sanctuary, the conservation trails were not prepared. So seemingly it was looking like a nala. What I got to hear from the army personnel stationed over there, that they used to think that it's a nala. So how can they cross it and go inside the jungle? So in the stipulated time, sir, I took the help of the community over there, the local Miji tribe, and we developed a broad walk, we developed an ornamental gate, we developed a conservation trail, we developed a trekking route for 8 kilometers, and the work is still in the progress, sir. And besides that, sir, I kept on engaging community in various initiatives like cleaning the river, cleaning the roads and everything. So whatever I can do in my range, sir, I kept on doing. Plus, as you said in Twitter, I keep on engaging my audience and making them aware of the jungle, forest and everything, sir.
And it's very important because, as we see more and more urbanization around us, it is important to understand the importance of forests. It is important to understand about how much the forests do for us and how much damage we continue to do on a daily basis to the forests. And this man-animal conflict is always going to increase. It's only going to rise. It's not going to come down, but we have to learn to live in harmony with the forest. You said you were interacting with the locals, Ankit. Right. So how has that been, and have they been forthcoming with what they want to do, with the kind of problems that they are facing? What is the kind of commitment that you see from the locals? What is the kind of engagement that you see from the locals?
Yes, sir. Sir, when I visited this Sesa village, and Actually, sir, still there are few villages where there is no electricity and there is no water supply. So, or they have been cut by the natural disasters. So, sir, in Sesa village, there was no other source of income. So people were engaged in expansion of agriculture to the nearby reserve forest area. And that's the only source of livelihood that they had. So when I asked them not to do this, because obviously it's my responsibility to stop the expansion of agriculture towards the forest areas, they simply asked me one question, कि sir हम क्या करेगा अगर हम ये नहीं करेगा तो. So fortunately there was this orchid sanctuary. So the only thing that I could do at that point in time was to develop this sanctuary so that people who were going towards Tawang can make a halt there. And then they eat in their restaurants, they stay there. We developed a few homestays also under the forest schemes. So my idea was to make people stop in that particular village so that livelihood and alternative revenue generation can be done through that activity, through the ecotourism activity. And engaging was not at all difficult, sir, because they also want development. They also want job. So it was just that I had organized few meetings. I convinced them. And once they got convinced, they were very, very actively participating in the development. Approximately 40 people from the village itself took part in the development initiative, and we completed that century in 21 days. So because of that, labor being provided by the Sesa village, the people of Sesa village. So you just need to talk to them. So that's the only requirement that they have. And they feel very good when an officer is coming to them, eating with them, talking to them, convincing them, giving them hope. They also like these things.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's a difficult life, isn't it, Ankit? I mean, you've seen it now over the last 2 or 3 months in close quarters. But for those who live on the periphery of forests, that conflict is always going to be there. And it's not an easy life. It's a very difficult life, isn't it?
Right, sir. Very difficult.
Absolutely. So now let's move on from there and talk about some of the other initiatives as well, because it's not just the the role of an officer that you're carrying out so very well and doing your best. You're doing what you possibly can and you feel is the best that you can do, which is the attitude that every Indian should have. If one person can make a difference in 5 people's lives, the world is going to be a better place. So you've also decided to help out those who have cleared the examinations and who will be going forward as far as Indian Forest Service officers are concerned. You have asked them to reach out to them personally. So you're reaching out to the youth as well, and you're looking at youth empowerment and youth engagement. Where does that come from?
Sir, when I was preparing, I felt that lack of guidance because I had this experience of 5 years working in the corporate world. So immediately when I switched over to the preparation, I had no idea. So the same idea I received from the various bureaucrats and the people who are preparing already. So when people contributed in my life, it's my duty to contribute back to the people who are preparing for this service. And so one thing is that which I personally feel that first choice is always based on the perception that what service what you want. You want a foreign service, you want a police service, you want this administrative service. But very few people opt for forest service. And likewise, it was the case with me as well, sir. But I had been a student of botany. I'm a botany graduate from Delhi University. So I had this inclination towards forest and wildlife. So once I got selected, sir, I'm very, very satisfied. So this is, I want going towards the popular perception. You must see the service inside out. So often when I engage, I try to engage more about my service also. Because this is one service which is giving you everything. It's giving you the status of an all-India service officer. It's giving you the wonderful environment to work for. There are a lot of opportunities besides the forest and wildlife. There's a huge domain, sir. Environment, climate change, natural resource accounting. It's a huge domain. So एक general perception ये रहता है aspirants के मन में कि forest officer is living in a jungle. इसलिए वो opt भी नहीं करते हैं services को. So this is my duty, I believe, to tell people about the service also.
You spoke about botany, but there must have been something else also that pushed you towards a career or thinking about a life as an Indian Forest Service officer. What was that? What was your driving point?
So, sir, like I said, that I was working in the corporate world. I had an experience of 5 years. So 2 things were bothering me, sir, while I was fulfilling my materialistic aspirations also. First thing is that I lost the connect from the subject which I was very fond of, botany. So I wanted to continue with it somehow. Though I did management, I was completely out of that business now. But somewhere in the heart, I wanted to connect to the botany. Another reason was that, so while you're working in a private world, you are a part of an element. You're not thinking of a bigger cause. Like I was working in a media company, so I was just thinking about growing in that company only. Or in my personal initiative, I can do certain activities for the people around me. But sir, these services give you the bigger domain. You just not think about a company, you think about a nation. So your thought increases. So the question used to come into my mind, what's next? What's next? You become CEO, you become GM of the company, what's next? So in that company only, or in that organization only, or in that sector only you're growing. But here's a, your scope is broader. So just wanted to broaden my scope, connect to the botany, I came here. Sir.
You know, it's two different worlds. It's like chalk and cheese, black and white. Corporate life,
Right.
sitting on a very nice armchair and going about doing your work, a very cushy life. From there to actually getting your hands dirty, getting leeches maybe in your toes, and that's a totally
It's
different experience altogether. How has that experience been like? And have you carried anything from the corporate world, 5 years of experience that you gained from there, into your new life?
the transition has been smooth because once you start preparing for this service, you have an buffer time to think about how the transition would be. So in that buffer time, we think about this transition, and transition has been this smooth. And sir, what I took from the corporate world, I took everything from the corporate world. So like I'm sitting right now, I'm talking to you right now, how I'm talking to the people around me. Here also there are clients with whom you are talking. Here also you have human resource management. So that experience always counts. And I was working in SBI. I had this background of financial management. Right now I'm working as a deputy CEO of Campus. So here also it's a financial management. So I think I've got everything from my corporate experience only.
That's wonderful about how you're accepting how certain parts of your life have only helped you to become a better human being and a better person. And that's really amazing. And that's the key takeaway that I would like to send out to everyone who's watching this program and everyone else around too. Look at the positives, look at what you can build on and become a better version of yourself. Talking about becoming a better version of yourself, let's go back to how you prepared for the examination itself. What was your strategy like? What is it that that you did as a ritual or did on a daily basis that helped you clear this examination?
So few things are sacrosanct while one is thinking about getting into the services. Competition is huge and success it is 0.01% that everyone knows. But sir, it's a daily effort, sir. And there are a lot of rejections, lot of rejections, sir. So I faced a lot of rejections in terms of clearing interviews also, and not getting service by 2 marks or 4 marks. So after not clearing interview and coming back to the preparation mode again, so this kind of a transition should be very smooth. You must not feel demotivated once selection is not happening. So it's a consistent effort, sir. Consistently, you need to work 8 hours, 12 hours a day. You must develop a purpose. Like I developed a purpose that I want to get into the service. So if purpose is right, keep working on it, even if rejections are coming. That's the only takeaway. So this everything has been taught by the institutions and the like I am guiding people, other people are also guiding aspirants. So other things have been told, but this consistent efforts and doing it courageously is something which need to be taught at first place to the aspirant.
How did you keep your spirits high? Because that has been one of the biggest challenges as far as aspirants are concerned. Dejection. Not just aspirants, human beings find it very difficult to deal with dejection, feel it very difficult to deal with failure. How did you keep your spirits high, Ankit? What is it that was driving you?
Sir, I just made myself connected to the purpose that I want to get into the service. I want to do this kind of a work. So I just kept focus on that only. Yeah, once I get into the service, I'll do this kind of a job. I'll engage people. I work for the environment. I work for the forest. I work for the wildlife. So I kept on dreaming, and that was my purpose. So dejections kept on coming. Success kept on coming. Other exams also get cleared once you start preparing for UPSC. So, sir, this is a cycle, sir. Some exams are getting cleared, some are not getting cleared. Once you're clearing the service, you may not getting the desirable service, or you may not be getting the desirable cadre. So things go on in a cycle, sir. Just remain connected to the purpose. What do you want to do in your life? How do you see yourself 2 years or 5 years down the line? If that clarity is there, I think rejections won't bother you much, sir.
Absolutely. And along your preparation journey, who or what was your companion? What is it that kept you going? What is it that worked for you? What was your strategy like? What were some of the books that you read? What was something that you took along with you always?
So there are regular books like NCRTs and one extra additional books that we study. I kept on publishing those lists in my Twitter account also. Companions, so companion hota, so it has been difficult to come here, sir. But yes, parents support, sister support was always there. When I get into this service, I bought a dog at my home. So you can say that he has been a companion because my parents are working. So he used to stay with me 24 hours. So whenever I used to get time, I used to spend time with him only, sir. So like this, it is
when
just
you finally got into the service, Ankit, what was the feeling like really as far as your family was concerned, you were concerned, how take us through that. I mean, what was it like at home, and what was it like when you got to know about the result?
Sir, first of all, it was a sigh of relief that finally name has come in the PDF. And then, sir, life changes altogether, sir. On 6th February, the result came. 6th February 2018, result came. And as soon as the result came, and I told my parents, my father is working in Northern Railways, so his deputy chief distributed sweets in the Northern Railways. My mother is working in a union bank, so her GM distributed sweets in the union bank. My sister is working in school, so her principal distributed sweets in. So it's like other people were enjoying your success and getting participated in rather than more than your family, of course. So that was a very good feeling that the superiors of my parents are acknowledging my success, and then they are celebrating in their organization. So that was the immediate thing that happened, and later on, sir, life changes completely. So many expectations, and now you can see yourself fulfilling all those dreams which you thought you will be doing it once you get into the service. It gives you acceptability also, it gives you credibility also to do things around, sir. So life changed that way.
Amazing, really, really amazing. And I'm so happy that the service has got someone like Ankit Kumar, because I know that you're going to do such great work going forward. And I know that you're going to make us all proud. And it's really amazing to have this interview with you and to speak about all these aspects as well. So let's move on to the next stage, Ankit, and talk about, how you yourself mentioned in the interview that, the training has been everything. What was the entire training phase like? What were you taught about? What were the things that you had taken through?
So 70% of the IFS training constitutes tours. We were unfortunate that COVID stuck in the second phase of our training. But sir, whatever time we spend time on field also, doing West India tour, East India tour, Southern India tour, foreign visit, hill tour, Central India. Complete India we are traveling, sir. It's usually Bharat Darshan, it is concentrated only to a specific area or region of a country. But in IFS, you scroll down the complete landscapes, including all the natural and the non-natural man-made landscapes. So we are also visiting the cultural heritage sites. We're also visiting the natural heritage sites. It's complete India travel. And then, sir, the subject which are academics which are covered in this training, it constitutes law, it constitutes silviculture management, finance management. It's a very broad kind of a training, sir. So it runs for 16 months.
Wonderful. And what is it that stood out for you as far as the training was concerned? What is it that you felt best about?
So field visits only. There were innumerable field visits, and every field visit was an enriching one, sir. Going to a water body, to climbing up the forest, hill treks, everything, sir. Everything was superb, sir. Academics is like you feel sleepy in the class, but field visits we were very, very active, sleeping for 3 hours and 4 hours, trying to spend more time on the field. That was an amazing journey, sir.
And what is it that you saw during your field visits that you thought about? Okay, you know what? Once I actually start getting my, getting my hands into the business and start doing things that this is what I want to see being done differently, or this is what I want to see change in?
So there's a thin line, there's an interface between people and the forest fringe villages, the people who are living in these villages and the forest area. So there's a thin line, sir. We need to develop that connect. So I kept on focusing on that connect only. So whenever I get a posting, I'll try to build that connect, because these forest fringe communities are producing a lot of goods from the forest. So they need market also. They need handholding also. They need some development initiatives also, so that they get the livelihood enhancement. So that particular area was my area of focus.
Wonderful. Couple of questions before I let you go, Ankit. It's been such a great and engaging conversation over the last 20 minutes or so. You're from the plains or that part of the country, and suddenly now being posted in a completely different part of the country. How has that been like? Because you're from Delhi, you passed out of Delhi University, and then finally getting to the northeastern part of the country and now working there. How has that been like?
So wonderful, because there were many things. First of all, I wanted to come out of the plains, because for good 29, 30 years of my life I spent in plains only. So I wanted to come out. That's why I chose this Egmont cadre, because this is actually an all India cadre. Otherwise, you get posted in a state, so that becomes a state cadre. So this particular cadre gives an opportunity to travel all across India. So this is, I desperately wanted to get into. And second thing, sir, the perception of Northeast regions, it actually changes when you get posted here. So usually people of plain, they have some wrong perceptions about the Northeastern regions. Like, sir, I just tell you very frankly, when I got posted in this region, I talked to one of my senior officer, and I asked him how the life would be like in Arunachal Pradesh. He asked me 3 questions. He asked me, do you eat non-veg? I said, no, sir. He said, do you often drink? I said, no, sir. He asked me, are you married? I said, no. So then he said that it's very difficult for you to sustain your Arunachal Pradesh. But fortunately, sir, people here are very lovely, and they're very cordial. They're very supporting. And on every weekend, I'm traveling a forest. So I am actually feeling very fortunate to get into Arunachal Pradesh and serving my first posting here.
Wonderful to hear that, and really happy to hear that as well. And I can see the sense of fulfillment on your face, when you talk about these aspects. That you're just not saying it to be politically correct, but you actually feel what you're saying, and you are going through and experiencing everything that you're saying, and it's wonderful to hear and wonderful to see. And I hope and wish that everyone in the services, be it the forest service, administrative service, or wherever it is that they are, that they take life in the spirit that you are taking it, and take work too in the same spirit as you. Before I let you go, Ankit, I just want to want you to send out some words of advice that you would like to give to youngsters who may want to follow in your footsteps.
I would just say 2-3 things. First, develop the purpose. Why are you getting into the service? Because once you get into the service, this would be an ordinary job only, like ordinary job, like corporate jobs and like. The job is not different. It is the purpose which will carry you forward, because this area will have an opportunity to serve a bigger purpose or bigger cause. So you need to have a purpose defined. Then only you'll be able to travel the journey of preparation. Second, once you are traveling in this journey of preparation, you must be doing it courageously and consistently. Rest, everything will be taught by the journey only, the institutes, the mock test series, your seniors. But do it courageously, even if prelims is coming up. So prelims it is the courage which matters. What I have seen myself, people who are not at all prepared for the UPSC examination, they mark all the 100 questions in the prelims. And one who is a seasoned person who has prepared for a good number of years, he gets very cautious and marks 60, 70 questions. And the person who has marked 100 questions, he gets into the mains examination. So it is the courage which matters in this examination more than your preparation.
Absolutely. Be courageous. Don't worry about the destination. Enjoy the journey, and life will be that much more sweeter and that much more better. Ankit, thank you so very much for being a part of this interaction. It was lovely. I got to learn so much from you, and it has been amazing speaking to you over the last 25 minutes or so. I wish you the very best, and I wish that you continue your journey of life as a professional as well as in your personal life as well, in the same spirit that you have taken this interview and interaction in the last 25 minutes. And I know that the sky is the limit for you, and there are so many things that you're going to achieve. I wish you the very best, and do make us all proud.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so very much. And before I go, once again, let me remind you to like the video, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and share the video as well, so that more people get to know about Bharata First. Do subscribe to our newsletter to get some incisive content. The Bharata First team runs several quizzes. You can participate in them and improve your knowledge. If you like our content, please contribute to keep it alive. Let me also take this opportunity to inform you about Bharata First Knowledge Center. It's an initiative that will help each one of you in your competitive exams and transform the way you learn. Go to kc.bharatafirst.com for more details and register today. Experience a whole new way of gaining knowledge. Hundreds are already reaping the benefits of the Knowledge Center. Don't miss out. Don't be left behind. Register right now, because there's so much more that we have to offer. All this information, along with some must-see recommendations, are in the description of the video. Please go through it. That's it from me. See you again next time.